Sweet.
First thing on the stream is me guggling some water. I'm gonna put it on my Snapchat and then I'm good to get started.
Woot.
Oh, 2 viewers. Look at that. Here we
Look
go.
at that, Nudie Gang.
Yeah, Noti Gang's ready. All right. Let's yeah, I'm gonna take another swig and then we'll be good to go.
Guzzling.
Also, I'm gonna close my closet. For some reason, I like the background much more on my closet. All right, we'll get started in 3, 2, and 1. Hello and welcome to a Halloween edition of the Wise Guys podcast. I'm your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host, Chris Hagan.
How you guys doing?
Doing well, Chris. Speaking of Halloween, we've had some scary, bad football games the past 7 days. Since from last Thursday night football to this Thursday night football, we have had just some ugly games over and over again. And the best game that we had this whole 7 days was the Joe Flacco versus the Jets. So that's why I was on a Wizards game Tuesday. We were supposed to do a podcast Wednesday. I was beat. The Wizards went to overtime the day before. Long day at work. I was like, you know what? Let's just push it to Friday. We don't even have to recap most of these games. They're not even that good. But speaking of scary, the past 2 weeks for the Wise picks have been scary good. We were 6-0, and then we were 5-1. We want those records every day of the week. And we'll get into really starting just getting right into it. We'll get with the one loss of the week, and that was Bijan Robinson, who's now going against my Patriots. 25 yards basically. That's what he ended up having. I mean, he actually like closer to 50, but um, just for some reason shut down by the Dolphins. The Falcons were no Penix, Kirk Cousins out there. Really, after watching on Thursday, it's like I don't know how this happened, but it was a
I don't
weird
know what to
game.
do with the Falcons. I feel like we're back into the territory where we just shouldn't be talking about them anymore.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's what they need. I will say, like, I totally forgot that Kirk Cousins was playing until it was like halftime. And I realized that
Well,
it wasn't Penix.
it was like Saturday night, Sunday morning when they announced it, and I was like, "Oh, what's up with
Yeah.
Penix?" Like I didn't even realize that he was questionable for the game. So I'm glad we didn't take them straight up, but it also stinks that
They were
we
still
had
like
a
7-point
motion.
favorites going into that game.
Yeah, with Kirk Cousins.
To get doors blown off by the Dolphins. Who, I guess that is some news, fired their GM today.
Yep.
Well, mutually parted ways with Chris Greer. I don't know if anyone in the world of sports has ever mutually parted ways, much less in the middle of a season. Like,
I was thinking that. I was like, if
I
you're
guess,
ever a GM of a team, why would you ever mutually part ways? Like you're getting
right. I
canned.
guess in the middle of the season, you're thinking, like, well, why would I do all this draft prep if I know I'm going to get fired anyway?
That's fair.
So, but then the paychecks would stop. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
McDaniel
just a
seems like
nice
he's
way to say
gonna.
it.
Yeah, McDaniel seems like he's gonna ride out the season. Or they're gonna ride out the season with him, I should say, which is an interesting move to keep the coach but let the GM go.
Mhm.
I know they're a dumpster fire. I don't know how that game happened last week.
I don't know how that game happened last week either. I mean, watching last night, they're just abysmal. They're abysmal on offense. There was a lot of injuries for the Falcons last week. I mean, the only like Darnell Mooney was playing, but it was like him and Pitts and Bijan were like the only people on the offense that seemed to be relevant. A lot of defensive injuries besides the secondary. Um, and we'll get to them again later with one of my wise picks, but just a weird outcome last week. Probably the weirdest outcome of last week. Um, and the other picks there wasn't really I mean, I guess the Texans were scary for a little bit, but not really. I mean, there was blowouts all around the NFL. So we had all favorites on all of our game lines,
Did have all favorites. We've
and
had
it
all
worked
favorites
out.
the last
And it's worked out.
favorites and overs.
Yep. Um, and it's completely worked out. Rico Dowdle, he had over 50 yards pretty quickly against the Bills. The Colts ran it up on the Titans. That was the biggest spread of the weekend, and they covered pretty easily. And the Broncos, I mean, they just stomped the Cowboys, so that was nothing. Do you want to get into any of these, or should we just go on to next week's picks? Like this, all these
I mean,
games,
yeah,
like
we really did not. The only interesting one was Rico Dowdle over 50 yards, which he barely got because they split carries
yeah,
with Chuba Hubbard, but they
yeah,
also
only 8
got
carries for him.
one off. So I know I like watching the game script. I was like, "There's no way that Dowdle is getting to 50 yards." And I checked the box score, and I was like, "Wow, that dude is in it for the people."
He was and he has just 50 he had 6.8 yards per carry again on 8 carries, and like Chuba Hubbard, it seems like they're trying to shop him around. It seems like this week they announced like today maybe that they're gonna utilize Chuba Hubbard or sorry, Rico Dowdle more. And it's like that guy's earned it clearly. Like every time he has the
Yeah,
football, he was way better than what Chuba Hubbard's doing. Andy Dalton played like garbage in that game. Apparently he had a broken thumb. I think all of that is washed away. I think Bryce Young is back next week. Um, yeah, that was an ugly game for the Panthers too. So there, it was like every single one of these games. It was like and some of them it didn't even end up like this, but even the close ones, it was close until halftime. Like there was like, oh, especially I guess prime time. It's like, oh, can the Steelers pull it off against the
hmm
Packers? Oh, the Commanders are keeping it close with the Chiefs. The Browns, they're keeping it close with the Pats. And then like third quarter happens, and it's like, all right, well that this game's blown out the window. Every single one of them. It was like, and yeah, there wasn't. I mean, as I said earlier, the best game was the Jets getting their first win of the NFL season, 1-7. Congrats to the Jets. They even did the stupid thing that I hate personally, the go for 2 when you're down by 14. Um,
yeah.
and it worked. It worked. I guess this is why you do it. Um, because they win in regulation instead of going to overtime. But so good for the Jets. I like seeing the Jets get a dub.
I don't. Yeah, I mean they're the definition of lovable losers. Like nobody
They
hates
always
Justin
have been.
Fields.
Yeah.
Nobody hates Aaron Glenn.
Nope.
Like they never have guy like I guess retroactively Mark Sanchez is unlikable, but at the time like they have
Rodgers
not
was
had. I
Rodgers was
guess
decent.
yeah. I guess the last 2 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. Fitzpatrick was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Rex Ryan like I guess people were pretty split on him, but I thought he was fun.
I thought Rex Ryan was funny because he'd never win any
Yeah,
game. Like they went to the AFC Championship, yeah, those 2 years. But then he was just like riding off those coattails of that for
yeah,
the
he's just
next
the guy.
5. Yeah. So yeah, good for the Jets. The Ravens. Speaking, I guess, of Thursday, because we won't preview them. They look back. It seemed like even the backup win. It's funny. The backup win is almost more important than this Dolphins win. The backup against the Bears, Tyler Huntley, who should have been their
Tyler Huntley,
backup
yeah.
instead of Cooper Rush the whole time.
Yeah, it never made sense.
Nope.
Never made sense. Also,
Eh,
like the Bears are the Bears
yeah.
again. That's
Yeah.
such a Bears loss.
That is.
Like
It's a
that can't
bad Bears
happen.
loss. No. No, not at all. Their defense looks healthier. Looks like they're getting back to where they should be. And this is why they were favorites to win the division the whole time that they were 1 and
At
5.
this point, at 3-5, it would be like shocking if they don't win this division. The
Yep.
way that Pittsburgh is looked, and you've got Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel
Mhm.
rounding out the division.
The I think we can go you already mentioned the Steelers. Should I just jump to the next to our picks?
Sure, yeah.
I'm ready to go against the Steelers. They're
I
on a free
figured
fall. Yeah.
this is the trappiest trap game ever with the Colts. I don't like this is one that I will my really my first two picks are picks that I could feel very dumb on,
Mhm.
and I'm pretty confident that one of them is gonna go
Oh, I
the
didn't realize
complete
you had a
opposite.
Wise Bowl. Crap. I said earlier
We
before the
do?
pod that I
Oh, you
yeah.
have the Colts.
Yeah, I do have the
Oh,
Colts.
I didn't realize that either.
Dang, okay.
Wait, I want the Steelers at 3.5.
Okay, yeah, you can have 3.5. Shit. We want I said before the pod that I didn't wanna do Wise Bowl because I thought he had the Texans, and it turns out he has the
Should
Steelers.
we both pick a different game then? I kinda love the Steelers in this spot.
I do wanna
This
go
is
I
a
wanna go 6-0, but I also love the Colts in this spot. Um, I don't know, okay, I no, I think we just stick with it. I mean, it was nature.
Alright,
We
how the
can't
cards fell, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
We're
we can't go against nature. Go
I
ahead,
think this is like a
give your Steelers
scheduled
case.
NFL, like, "Oh, the NFL is so crazy." Week to week, because everybody is so down on like, we just watched the Steelers on prime time, everybody's so down on them, how bad their defense is, like, comparing them to the Packers, it's like Aaron Rodgers' old team, look how the Packers have bounced back since Rodgers, and the Steelers are going in the complete opposite direction, all this negative press. Like, the NFL, it flips on a dime like, last week does not matter. The Colts have beaten up on so many bad teams this year, and I know that they have good wins. Like they handily beat the Chargers and they beat the Broncos, I guess. But I think the Steelers are still a good team. Like I don't think they're toast. Um, this game's in Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
There are several teams laying 3 points or getting 3 points at home this week, and I think I like all of them. And one of them is mine, and I'm not touching them. But
I wouldn't touch you guys with a 10-foot pole. Uh,
that's the
the
thing. Like, this is kind of an inflection point in the season for a couple of these teams. Like,
Yep.
if the Colts come in and do what the Colts have been doing, then like, hand up. I tried to sniff out the line, and they're just bad. But uh, I feel like this is a spot where everybody freaks out. And like we've seen the Steelers do this with Mike Tomlin before,
Yes.
where they win a game that like people have already buried them.
Yep.
Like I feel like I've seen this movie plenty of times. I remember the Bengals. Was it the Bengals last year? They had just gotten beat by somebody really ugly, and I was like ready to write them off. And then Russ throws for like 400 yards, and they beat the Bengals in Cincy. Like I feel like that's this game for
They
them.
do I mean, they have the same script every year, and they're playing through it already. Like, they're due for a big win, and then eventually and immediately afterwards, due to, like, lose to the Browns. Because like, they
Yeah,
have
they'll
to
close
go
like 1-7.
yeah, they have to go 9-8. Like, it has to be like, they're gearing up perfectly. And during those 9-8 seasons, they do always have a big win. And I like what you're saying with oh, Maisie ain't happy. Is Kevin over? Um, the like, I do like what you're saying where we're at a spot where this could easily be everyone's writing off the Steelers. They come back, "Wow, NFL is so crazy. Vegas lost all this money this week because everybody picked on the, or actually they won all this money this week because everybody picked on the Colts." It, uh, it does line up perfectly for the script, like a good NFL script. Um, but you mentioned an inflection point, and I wanted to bring it up during the blowouts of last week, is that I think we're at an inflection point where the good teams are separating themselves from the bad teams. And I think the Col like, I've gone a 180 on this Colts team. I mean, I bet against them week 1. I bet for them last week, and I had them as my number 2 team in the NFL 2 weeks ago. So, I gotta ride or die. I gotta ride or that's why I didn't wanna switch. Like, I can't switch up again now. Like, I, and this I just don't know who's stopping Jonathan Taylor on the Steelers defense. And that's what would scare me because it's not going to be my guy Duggar. Sadly, I can't believe he got traded to the Steelers. But that would be my take. Like I do agree with you that it is scary to have. I think that would be a perfect NFL script. I mean, we've been talking about Daniel Jones every week of the season, all these different awards for him, all these different accolades, and all this good offense that he's been doing. And now all of a sudden, the Steelers defense, who has had nothing going on the past 2 weeks, comes in, rights the ship for themselves, and puts some pressure on the Ravens that they just saw win on Thursday. Like it is a perfect. It's exactly what Goodell would want right now is to have the Colts lose here to the Steelers. So that does scare me. I'll give you that. But I think
I do feel
as we said, the nature we got to let the cards fall. We both ended up picking.
yep.
We picked, and we didn't even realize it. So it's another wise bowl. Sadly, we're not. Sadly, we will not be going 6-0. But I don't know. Maybe we'll push. Maybe we'll go. Maybe we'll go
Yeah, we
4.
can knock it down to 3, and then
Yeah.
we can put.
Yeah, we can knock it down to 3. Yeah, let's do let's do 3 and see if they
That'd be
push.
All right, yeah.
All right. But yeah, so we both have each side of the coin for the Steelers Colts. So it's funny. I wonder what like it's fun because I agree with you every time we have these wise bowls, like where I'm like, all right, I can see your point. Like, it's not like we're Stephen
Mhm.
A. Smith yelling at each other. I wonder what the audience does with that. I wonder, like, do they? They're just like, I don't know. Let's
That's
flip a
what they
coin.
side with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question because it like I don't know. It's very hard to bet against the Colts right now.
Yes.
It almost feels like every couple weeks you just have to like check in and keep them honest. Like they're not going to keep blowing teams out.
Yeah. Right.
You gotta try to just keep dipping my toe in the water. Like this is the week, right? Maybe.
Well, and that's the thing too is that I said after week like 3 and they were 3-0, I was like, well, we're gonna have a Daniel Jones week at some point, and at
Yeah.
Pittsburgh would seem like a perfect Daniel Jones week. T.J. Watt in his face, like that's the thing. They got to mitigate Jonathan Taylor. If they do that, the Steelers can win, because that's why Daniel Jones isn't in these MVP conversations. Like, yeah, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, but the best player on that team is Jonathan Taylor. All right, well, that was fun. A surprise Wise Bowl, and we're gonna
It surprised
go.
us.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It surprised us.
So we're glad that we don't not picking against each other.
I'm gonna go over to the Broncos Texans, where the Broncos are going to Houston as +2 underdogs. Way to beat the Texans is to get up in CJ Stroud's face. There's no better team to do that than the Denver Broncos. And really, that is my like the Texans look great when they don't have pressure. San Francisco couldn't pressure them whatsoever. CJ Stroud looked like young CJ Stroud. Defense, the Broncos, the Texans defense is amazing as well, but I don't think they're going to be able to move the ball on offense again. I don't see a way where the Broncos are going to allow them to move the ball. And I know Surtain's going to be out, so that's going to suck. So maybe a big Nico Collins game. I hope,
You playing?
Surtain or Nico
He was
Collins.
out last week. Right? No, Nico
Yes,
Collins.
you're right. Nico Collins was out last week, so I'm not sure if he's playing. Let me look.
I don't see him on the injury report. This is the ESPN one. There's a
He's out of protocol.
eyes off.
I think he's
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it was just a concussion.
So
Shouldn't say just a concussion.
yeah.
No, it's not a long-term injury.
What scares me is like Surtain is such a good cornerback and the cornerback is such a tricky position where it's like, man, when the star cornerback's not out there, the whole defense could possibly fall apart. And I have more faith in the Broncos infrastructure behind just Surtain. And even if their secondary gets a hit, their pass rush is still the best in the NFL right now. So I believe in the pass rush going against CJ Stroud, going against this offense. Chris, what do you think here?
I think, yeah. I mean, it's one of those games where it's like strength versus weakness, where this Texans offensive line is its biggest weakness on the roster, and they've kind of been coming together. Like last week, they did play pretty well. um, against a banged up Niners front. In all fairness, but yeah, it feels like a tough matchup. I do think there's a good chance that the Broncos offense kind of comes down to earth after last week, like coming off back-to-back home games against the Giants and the Cowboys, and now you have to go to Houston, who's on the same level basically as a defensive unit
Mhm.
as you are. So I don't hate the under in this game. I will
Oh,
say
yeah.
it's hard.
I like
It
that.
would be hard to take Houston right now. Um, I mean, just the way that these two teams have looked. Because I think you're right. Like when you look at the most important matchup on the field, like the Broncos are probably going to dominate this Texans offensive line.
Yeah. And
But I
it's
could also see a total stinker from Bo Nix.
I could see this like, this could end up like the Jets game where it's n like
I wouldn't
11
be
to 8.
shocked.
Yeah, like, it's a crazy score. I could see this I like the under. I don't know what it is, but I like it.
It's 40.5, which honestly seems kind of high.
Damn. It's funny because like, those are if you looked in the off season, you would have said that would be, 47, 40, 45 at least,
Yep.
and
I think, yeah,
both offenses
I
either get off
honestly
to
do
a
think
slow
it's too
start or just
high.
bad.
Yeah. And the Broncos scored 77 points the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, they're kinda
But
due.
look at the like the units that they're going up against. I also there's an interesting point that I heard made on a bootleg football podcast with Brett Coleman, who's awesome. But they were talking about how much of an advantage Denver has late in games at home because of the altitude. How opposing defenses will just run out of
That makes
gas.
yeah.
They can't breathe. Thought that was interesting.
That is
I
a
feel
good
like going
point.
on the road, like you're not going to have that advantage, and it's a good defense. It's not the Cowboys. I
Agreed.
do love the teams coming off of whooping the Cowboys that against them.
It is a good way because like, yeah, the Cowboys just make every offense look amazing. So, I kinda do. Alright, I get that. I just don't think
Oh, but you
the
took the
Texans are gonna move the ball, though. So, that's
yeah, no.
there's some things to
Yeah.
be
I
fearful
think it's
of,
a point.
but yeah. And if the Broncos wanna a be serious about a contender, playoff contender, make the Chiefs worry a little bit, they gotta beat up on this offense. They gotta beat up on this
They
team.
haven't beaten a good AFC team yet. They lost the Colts and the Chargers,
Yep.
and they've beaten the Bengals, the Jets, and the Titans.
Yeah,
They gotta start winning some conference games.
exactly. I completely agree. It's gotta start here. Alright,
Yep.
next up, Chris, what do you got? I
You hate
like
this one too.
I just can't wait to hear the explanation for this one.
This is another trap. This is Raiders coming off a bye, +3 against the Jags at home. I guess are the Jags coming off a bye too?
No.
Or
They're in Oh, yeah, they are.
oh yeah, they were.
Because they were in London, and then they got a bye.
Yeah, okay. So when we talked about a couple games ago, when you said that the good teams are starting to separate from the bad teams, I feel
You
like the
gonna
Jags are on the wrong side of
Okay.
that of that division.
Yeah.
And I don't like obviously the Raiders are not separating themselves into a good team. Like they're still bad, but they do get Brock Bowers back this week.
Yep.
So that's a little bit of juice. This Jags defense, who had a million turnovers through the first couple weeks, like we haven't been impressed with Trevor all year. I think this is like the line is very strange, and that's why I picked it. I'm not going to pretend like that's not why I picked it. Um, but yeah, I think especially the way that the Raiders looked the last time we saw them on the field, like nobody's going to want anything to do with the Raiders. But they've played well against teams of the Jags caliber.
Let me give you some
Like
Raiders.
if you really look game by game, they got whooped by Kansas City, but like they beat the Titans, They should have beat the Bears, and they beat the Pats. So like they good teams smoke them, but bad teams they compete with.
Hey, and I want to bring it back to that Pats game because I do think the Pats are a good team. But the reason why they were so good is because their offense was actually able to move the football with Brock Bowers. That was the only game Brock
Mm.
Bowers this whole year has been fully healthy. It seems like after the bye week and after some rest that he's at least close to 100%, like I don't know, in the upwards of 75 to 100%. So
Yep.
that's how they move the football every time they needed it to. And they also they missed Myers. Is it Myers or Mayers?
Mm.
It's Halloween. It's Michael
Mayor.
Myers. And so they were missing Mayers. So with both of those guys out, now Geno Smith, those are like his safety blankets. He's got nothing else to throw to besides Trey Tucker and Jacoby. Um, oh God, why am I forgetting his name? He's a Patriot.
Myers.
Yeah,
Another
thank you.
Myers.
Another Myers. Yeah. Um,
All the Myers.
the Jags finally the only thing they could get cooking against the Rams in London was Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter might be out for the year. So I don't know. I don't like the Jags either. I think that if the Raiders are ever going to move the ball again, it's going to be because they have Brock Bowers and this defense isn't very good. So yeah, screw it. +3. I like it. I like it. They're at home. I mean, and as you said, like when you were talking about the inflection point that I've mentioned earlier, I thought you were going to say, what do we do with two bad teams? And that's, I think, this. I don't know what you do with two
Hmm.
bad teams. And
Take the dog.
yeah, I like taking the home dog with two bad teams. So
Yep.
I'm all for it. And I also want Genty to come on, pop off Genty. I'm playing Matt this week. Gotta get him. Uh, all right. I guess I got the Pats left. It's weird to the Wise Bowl. I'm riding with the Pats. And this is my most besides the Bucks
Uh,
game that's next week. Um, and then eventually the Bills game and the Ravens game. But this has been my most nervous I've been on the Pats since the Bills game because we played a bunch of cupcakes, and it's
you
talk
weren't a
about an
little bit
inflection
scared of the
point.
Browns?
No, no.
Oh, actually, before we get into this, just one side note: the clip of Miles Garrett on the sideline, like throwing his helmet and pouting after
So
playing one of the
sad,
best games of his career.
so sad.
It's you say it's sad?
Yeah, I say it's sad. He signed up for
I
it
think
though.
it's funny.
It is
He
funny.
requested a trade and then signed a contract. Like
Yeah,
you knew that this was the situation, and then you decided to take as much money as possible, which like all the power to you, but you knew
guess
what
what
you were getting
happens.
into. Like you
Yeah,
forget why you requested the trade.
I
Anyway,
agree. It,
I
and I
just thought
think
that
that's
clip
part
was
of
funny.
why it's sad. Where it's like, man, like it's at some like I guess you
Yeah,
have another
his
choice,
eyes
but it's
got
like,
in that bag, and now it's like, is it really worth the extra like 5 million a year when I'm already a mega millionaire?
yeah, yeah. When every team would have gave you the same contract minus, as you said, 2 million a year, maybe. So
Yeah,
it is. I guess it is. That's what makes it sad. I think 'Cause he should have known what he was getting into, and I guess he
yeah,
did know what he was getting into, and then the green was louder than the terrible
yeah.
offense.
It always is. Always is.
Speaking of the Browns, while you mentioned it, there's no reason not to start Sure Sanders. And like I know, I feel like
No, you
everyone's
haven't
probably doing this.
Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel sucked last week. Like he was awful.
He's not. Yeah, he's not a good NFL quarterback.
No, and he's small. He literally at points could not see over the line, and I don't know. I just don't think like if the Saints are gonna move on from Rattler when he actually like he had bad 2 weeks in a row, but like had some decent games and they kept losing. Like this guy isn't even having decent games and they're just losing. I guess the Dolphins game maybe bought him some time, but he didn't do anything in the Dolphins game either.
Good handoffs.
Exactly. I don't know. And sometimes he didn't even hand it off. It was Wildcat. I think they had 2 Wildcat touchdowns against the Dolphins. So I really don't know what to do with Dylan Gabriel. I mean, I guess give him a couple more shots after the bye week, but he's got to have a short leash at some point.
maybe their long-term plan is Shadur, and they want to let him sit for the whole year.
Have him learn behind Dylan Gabriel, a true vet. Um,
Mental reps in year one are more important.
yeah, the
Ask Jordan
practice reps.
Love
Yeah, the practice reps.
or
Um,
Mahomes.
that's true. All the greats. Um,
Yep.
anyways, the Pats against the Falcons. Things that make me nervous are the Falcons' pass rush and AJ Terrell. I think their defense has been sneakily good. Again, weird ass game against the Dolphins last week. I think because Kirk Cousins was starting, I'm just gonna throw it out the window. I think that's how we have
Start
to deal
out.
with it. Yeah. Um, but they beat the Buffalo Bills. They really controlled that game the whole time. I do think the Pats. The thing is with the Pats, they don't have a 50-yard rusher against them yet. The defense,
Yep.
great stat, really fun stat. Everyone's been trying to run up the middle against us, and we have the highest paid free agent D tackle, and we have Christian Balmore, who was like an Alabama D tackle, like he was awesome coming out of the draft. So
Yeah.
I get why we haven't had a 50-yard rusher. What would scare me is if the Falcons just do toss plays to Bijan and do
Mhm.
dump
Open
off
space.
passes to Bijan. Yeah, because Robert Spillane, as well as he's been playing, he's not been playing good in coverage. And if you get
Mhm.
a shifty player like Bijan out on the flats, he's gonna make our linebackers miss. There's gonna be some green grass in front of him. So that's what scares me. Drake London, I think he's just like the one of those wide receivers where I don't want him in fantasy football because I know it's not every week, but at some point during the week, like any given week, he could have 100 yards and have like 10 catches and look completely dominant. I think Christian Gonzalez, I think he's been shutting down everybody. I think he'll be doing the same for London. So I think Mooney's going to be a big factor for the Falcons. I don't know. I'm nervous, but I'm taking the Pats because I'm going to keep right. As long as we're under a touchdown favorite and we're facing a quote unquote bad team, like we just saw them lose to the Falcons. I don't think they are a bad team, but they just had a bad loss. I'm going to take the Pats every day of the week. So if I get burned by this, I'm going to get double burned because it's my own team. But they've been treating me right. I haven't been surprised by the games how the outcomes have been. So I'm gonna keep riding.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you couldn't, like, with how hot they've been, and it feels like they can't set these lines high enough,
Yeah.
or like they keep having these lines that are too low against cupcakes.
Hmm.
It's almost like the books and the NFL bettors in general don't have enough time to adjust their expectations on it, on like how well they've been playing. Um, I think the Colts have been in a similar boat up until last week when they were 2 touchdown favorites, but like that should have been 2 touchdown favorites against the Browns. And what was it, like 6.5, 7?
It was four and a
Um,
half. Was it not?
it's 4.5.
It was low. It was under 7 for sure. But yeah, they won by 19. And Miles Garrett had 5 sacks, as we talked about. I mean, insanity. I do think it's funny. If this was at the beginning of the year, like I would have marked this off in the schedule as probably a win, like guaranteed. But I think that we've been playing so well. I'm almost fearful of getting burned because we've been playing so
Yeah,
well.
eventually a come down spot.
Hmm. So like,
Yeah,
one of these games is gonna be a trap game because we've played so well, and
yeah,
I just hope like next week against the Bucks, that's not even a trap game. Like they're a good football team. Like if we lose that, I'm
right.
not
Yeah,
like
they scored 20 points in 2 weeks and
yeah.
have looked awful. But yeah,
So I don't know. I have to put the faith in Drake May. And I also it's part of the thing where it's like people are already talking about the easy schedule for the Pats. So
yep,
I would like to
yeah.
keep
We had a
winning.
conversation at work today
Yeah, I saw your
about
text
that.
messages about that. And that's how it's gonna be. Like we'll get even if we lose to the Buck, like we'll whatever, no matter what our record is, and if we do make the playoffs, which at 6-2, or yeah, at 6-2, we're on the track. Hopefully, we make the playoffs. The people are going to say it was a fraud schedule, and that's look. It
Yes.
might have been a fraud schedule, but we were supposed to lose a lot of games still. People still had us losing a lot of games.
Right. Yeah.
So you got to win. You got to win versus the people in front of you. So, and you guys dealt with it last year, the Commanders. So,
I was gonna yeah, it feels very similar.
yep. So,
But it was the same thing where, like, we were smoking bad te like, they ripped the Cardinals, the
mhm,
Panthers, crushed them. So, yeah, and it's like, "What do you want us to do? We play who's in front of you."
exactly. Inverse years,
And
Chris.
you got the Bills win, so, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
That's
at
what I'm
least
holding my
you
hat
have
on.
that big win on the
Yeah.
road, so it's not like you can argue it.
Mhm. Completely agree. So, long story short, fine with the Pats again. Travion Henderson should get workload here. Stevenson is out. It's either him or a practice squad running back. A lot of people on Twitter are making the jokes that it's going to be the practice squad running back who gets all the carries. Um,
Who
he
is
had a
it?
fumble last week against the Browns. It's Terrell Jennings is the backup running back, and or Dearness Johnson, who is I feel like he's an
I
NFL
heard that.
fan favorite. Yeah, he's like, oh, he comes
Yeah.
all over the place. Um, but like Henderson had a fumble last week, but he had a good game. He had a lot of carries, or not a lot of carries, but had a good amount of yards. Let's just see what happens if we give him 13 carries. What happens? What's gonna happen? And what's the worst thing that's gonna happen? He's gonna be 13 for 17. Stevenson did that like week 2, so um, there's no downside to giving him, especially with how Drake May's been playing in the past game. There's literally no downside with not giving him 15 carries.
Yep.
All right, that was too long in the Pats, but what else you got?
My last one, I got the Chiefs -1.5 going to Buffalo.
Is that still the
I think it's
line?
time to
I'm gonna
just
look it up
yep,
just in case you get some like 'cause that thing's gonna it probably flipped every day of this week. So I'm just making sure that
25
that
to
is um oh,
Oh,
I
you're
shouldn't have
trying to get me
looked.
a
I was trying to get you a better
why, what is
line,
it?
but it's -2, but we'll keep
Oh,
it
okay.
at
On
1.5.
ESPN, I see 1.5.
There you go. We'll keep it there.
I think the Chiefs they look like the Empire again.
Yep.
And they played a pretty bad half of football against the Commanders in the first half. In the second half, it was like watching I'm not gonna say prime Mahomes because he's still in his prime, but like that first year with Kelsey and Tyreek and Kareem Hunt, like that's what it felt like watching this offense go. And he's just so good off schedule, and like they could not put enough pressure on him. They got to him a couple times in the first half, could not get to him in the second half. He's always going to find the open guy. I'm not going to sit here and talk about how good Patrick Mahomes is because everybody knows that, but I just don't. There's something off about the Bills so far this year, and like I don't know, maybe things flipped during the bye week because they came out against Carolina and whooped them and Andy Dalton. Um, the only thing that worries me is this kind of feels like Buffalo's Super Bowl, and it's a game that they win every year.
I'm
But
gonna
I feel
say
like
it's their
this
Super
is
Bowl every year.
right. But this also to me kind of feels like the game where Kansas City is like, we are seriously back.
Like,
And
yeah, be
we talked
afraid.
about it. Yeah. Like we talked about yeah, right. We're not even gonna mess around losing to Buffalo in the regular season anymore. Um, but we talked about this during the off season that this like I think we both thought that this offense was gonna take a step forward this year and they were tired of winning every game by a field goal and getting lucky and um, they just look really dominant right now.
Yep.
And I don't see anybody beating them. I also like Buffalo's secondary has been kind of a mess. I don't think they're going to do enough up front
And
to
Oliver's
really make
out.
Mahomes' life miserable. Yeah, that's not good. Um, yeah, I like Kansas City here. I think it'll be close. Like I don't think they're going to go in and smoke Buffalo at home, but I think they win by at least a field goal.
They I do agree that it's probably gonna be close, but they could definitely there's definitely a world where they punish this Buffalo Bills team. They I think you were trying to find the right words for it. The Buffalo Bills just don't have the horses. They don't have the horses like the Chiefs do.
Yeah,
The
they
Chiefs,
don't.
they could throw to they have I think last game against the Commanders, it felt like they threw to every wide receiver on their roster, and each one of them had like 2 or 3 catches for, I don't know, at least 30 yards. Like, they can just there's so many ways they can kill you, and they've started utilizing all of them. And they won't have Isaiah Pacheco. I don't think it's gonna matter, but
No,
there's
that doesn't
yeah,
matter
yeah, their run
at
game hasn't
all.
been good all year, but the defense can kill you in different ways too. Like, it's not just Chris Jones anymore. And the Bills, I mean, they've been searching for a wide receiver to help them out all year long, and Shakir finally did stuff against the Panthers, but, like, we saw them in the Falcons game, and it was like Josh Allen couldn't buy a person to throw to or to throw to, and there is not like, unless Cook kills the Chiefs, that's the only
Yeah,
scenario I see where the Buffalo Bills can win this football game, and, you know, we're always very try to stay in the middle in this on this show and try to make sure that we have every side of the football covered here. But I'm gonna go full ESPN and be like, I just don't think there's any way they even at home the Buffalo Bills beat this Kansas City Chiefs team.
love it.
Thanks. Uh, and it's funny. I think just because I was just so passionate about it, I can't wait to be wrong. But I'll take the Chiefs -1.5 versus this Bills team that we just watched. This Chiefs team versus this Bills team -1.5 every time.
Yep,
Every time.
agreed.
Buffalo fans are gonna if my old roommate watches this episode, he's gonna be pissed at me. He's gonna give me a whole paragraph about how Bernard is gonna lock down Xavier Worthy or something. And I think with Rice too, like they put Rice in the backfield. They give him 7 catches, like 4 carries. I mean, they just pound that guy they get him into the end zone and they drive right down the field with him. So with them being fully loaded up again, it's a
They do
scary
like,
team.
they can do whatever they want. Like, they were
Yeah.
drawing up third down plays for Noah Gray on Monday night.
Yeah. They
And
can
Juju had, like, 2 third down catches.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Juju over the middle. Like he'll just like all of a sudden in the game you'll think you'll have everybody locked up and Juju will just be wide open in the middle for 20 yards and you're like, shit,
Yep.
man. Like what am I supposed to do about this? Um.
Forgot about that guy.
Yeah. Exactly. To Before we preview the rest of the games, Chris, should we should we save the Commanders for later or you want to do them now?
I thought they played well Monday night, all things considered.
They,
They couldn't finish drives. Um, it's just one of those years. Like, they outplayed them in the first half and walked into halftime tied at 7, and I think, you kinda figured that after the first 2 drives of the 3rd quarter, the game was over because they went down and scored a touchdown after we took a bad penalty on a 3rd down, and then or no, it was on a 2nd down, but it would've been 3rd and long, and then on the kickoff, Jalen Lane drops the ball, has to pick it up at the 1-yard line.
that was
Uh,
brutal.
I think they picked up a first down and then punted, but, like, after that, you're like, "Alright, well, they had their chance." But yeah, the stupid ball off of Debo's face and then the 2 fourth downs, like, the virtual spot, I don't think that's really doing anything because, like, it's based off of the spot on the field.
Yeah, I didn't think there was
So
much of
I
a
thought that
difference.
I wasn't, like, upset with the spot. I It was whatever. And then the other 4th and 1 where him and Terry just weren't on the same page. But, like, those were 3 plays on drives where they had already crossed midfield and didn't get any points out of it. So, I don't know. I thought they looked good on defense for a half. Like, they made a lot of adjustments from the Dallas game, but their pass rush is just bad. Like, they're injured and they were already mediocre. Um, but I don't know. A couple of our young guys were out there at linebacker, like Jordan McGee at linebacker and Tyler Owens at safety, and those guys played okay. I don't know. I mean, they're just not very good right now. Perry's out again, so it's like that offense has not been together like at all. I mean, the only time everybody was out, like Terry, Debo, Jaden at
Week
once
1.
was weeks 1 and 2, and then but before that, like McLaurin was out all camp.
I blame him for the
So like
season. From an outsider perspective, I blame this solely all on Terry McLaurin. Bad vibes all
I'm
off
not
season.
happy about
He just
Yeah.
brought bad vibes. He brought bad vibes to Washington. And for a guy who's
Yeah.
trooped out through bad vibes, it's a shame that he's the one that brought him this season.
Yeah. I mean, it was already going to be a difficult season with the schedule and, just having year 2 likely
Have a bunch of unks
progression,
on your
but
team.
everything has gone wrong.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, it is what it is. I don't think I'm going to get upset anymore. Like, unless they get hot and then still miss the playoffs. But their chances of making the playoffs are very, very low. They'd have to beat Seattle and Detroit back to back to get
This
back
is
to
a
500.
major game for them. They lose this, it's almost a nail in the coffin.
Yeah, I 3-6 with the Lions and the Eagles twice.
Yeah, it's a death
I
sentence.
think they're done.
But
Which, get a better draft pick, retool for next year. They're gonna get younger and faster.
yep.
So it'll be
I
okay.
will say, like, I think with I do think the Seahawks are probably gonna kill you guys, but having Sam Darnold in an away game on the East Coast Sunday night is the best
Yes.
possible Sam Darnold spot. That's the best possible Sam Darnold spot for you.
I
And
can't believe the line's only 2.5.
that's what's
That doesn't make
scary.
any sense.
That is what's scary.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the scary part. Why is the line that low? Why is that? What does Vegas know? Why is the line that low? That should
It
be
should
at
be
least
5.
5.5. Yeah, it should be at least 5.5. So did you see someone on your defense said who was JSN?
What do you mean?
There was some interview and they asked about JSN and the guy goes, "Who? He's just due for
Was
a
it Lattimore?
200-yard game." No, it was a defensive tackle. I forget who it was.
Oh, well,
It doesn't matter.
probably Kimball.
It
Probably
doesn't matter.
Kimball.
Yeah, I saw that
ESPN has him
quote.
projected for 25 points.
ESPN is what?
Has him projected to score 25 points
In fantasy football.
in fantasy football.
JSN?
Yes.
What? I gotta see this with my own eyes. I've never seen I don't know if I've ever seen a player like that high. Is it really 25?
I think McCaffrey's like 26.
He is at 26. Yeah, McCaffrey is at 26.
That's
Which is
Christian
funny because he's
McCaffrey.
on my team. Who has JSN to you?
No. I have him in a different league. That's why I know this. I have Jason and McCaffrey in that league, actually.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's a pretty good team.
It's a unit. Who has JSN here?
Yeah, 24.57.
So I guess Jamar Chase is 23. Yeah, here it is, 24.57. Wow. That's impressive.
I mean, his last 3, he's gone over that. 26, 30, 27.
Well, that's gonna be pretty brutal. It's gonna be brutal. Anywho, I will say though, Sam Darnold in prime time, it's just like it's almost like I think he's
Hard
super
to throw
similar
the
to
ball
Kirk
at
Cousins.
night.
Like, is this a like he might be a Kirk Cousins. Let's see him in prime time. Let's see how like he even played bad on the Monday night game against the Texans. The Texans offense was inept, so it's not like they had a chance of losing that game. But the Seahawks offense did not look good. So
No.
let's bunker down. They're wearing the throwbacks.
Are the Seahawks wearing the throwbacks too?
Yes.
Because it has potential to be.
Yeah, that's a great uniform game. It's a great uniform game.
It's funny because the Commanders' throwbacks are literally just the uniforms that they wore like 5 years ago when they were the Redskins.
Well, do you know they call them the Super Bowl uniforms?
Yeah, the Super Bowl era. There's very small differences. Like they
So
do
stupid.
look like the Super Bowl era,
Like they don't have the team name. And there are minor differences where it technically is that version of the white uniform.
I would not be happy if my team had their throwback uniforms called the Super Bowl era. I still want to be wearing the
Well,
Super Bowl era.
you won a Super Bowl that's not that long ago.
Yeah, I know, but like in 10 years, if the Pats bring back the 2000s jerseys and they're like Super Bowl era, I'm gonna be like, dude, like I'm trying to win a Super Bowl now. I don't want to wear a Super Bowl era just like jersey. Um, but I just thought it's a funny name. Great uniforms, fantastic uniforms. So I'm excited to see them on Sunday Night Football. All right. I guess let's get into the games. I did not. This is.
A lot of big spreads this
I
week.
knew. I knew most of the like. I not knew most. I knew all the games going in that we were just about to talk about. And then I looked at my computer screen and I saw 49ers Giants, and I just did not know that was a football game that was going to be played this weekend. Is Mac
This is
Jones
another
playing?
very
Like, who's the quarterback here for the Niners?
questionable.
Who's questionable?
I don't know.
Brock?
But the Giants, yeah.
Okay.
But like the Niners only being 2.5-point favorites. Oh, he won't start, but he could be available.
Oh,
That
yeah,
doesn't
because
make
Mac
any sense.
Jones will start. I see it. Mac Jones will start.
If he's available, why isn't he playing?
Benched. Benched.
Benched?
It's
He
Mac
played like 2
Jones
games
season.
this game.
It's Mac
Mac
Jones
Jones hasn't
season.
been good.
He had one bad game. Mac's been
He wasn't
cooking.
great last week either.
Yeah, when they lost to Texans, that was a bad game.
And the Bucks game, he was bad.
That wasn't his fault. He was getting destroyed.
And the Falcons game, it's not like he lit the world on
No.
fire.
He's a winning quarterback. Anywho, the Giants, now they have no Cam Scatterbo. Shout out Big Dom for giving him some pizza.
Yeah,
That was a great storyline. I feel bad for Scatterbo. Seems like the Giants can't have anything fun or exciting, even when they're bad.
Yeah.
Like not only are you gonna lose, you're gonna lose 13 games, but your rookie running back who loves their rookie quarterback is gonna break his ankle, and your second
No,
year
it was only
star wide
dislocated,
receiver.
right? Like it's actually not
Yeah.
that bad of an injury.
Yeah, it's dislocated. You're right.
It was the
and then
Dak injury. Same thing. He'll be fine.
what was the Dak injury? He got injured?
Same thing. Dislocated leg or ankle or whatever.
Not this year. That was last year, right?
No. A couple years ago. Remember he had that really nasty injury?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Was that last year?
It was.
I don't know.
I feel like Dak's like the past 5 years he's missed 2 seasons.
Every other.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. It is not that bad, but he's out for the whole season. And
yes, he is out.
And Malik Neighbors,
Just saying.
you'll be lucky if you get him next year. Like that, it's just this brutal blow after brutal blow.
We'll be fine. We'll get a better draft. In all seriousness, he is a running back. Like they have Tyron Tracy, who's probably just as good as Scatterbill.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
In all fairness, it's upsetting because he's so fun, but I don't think it really has that big of an impact.
I think the biggest storyline is the Niners have to go to MetLife. Are they going to lose? Christian McCaffrey's going to get injured. This is it.
No, once he's healthy, he's healthy.
Are you sure? You think so?
I don't know.
The whole team's been falling apart, and now they have to go to hell. They have to go to football hell. And what's going to happen to this team?
Is that why the line's only 2.5?
I think so, because they're going to lose all of their players during the game. Poor Kittle must be like, he just must be like, I gotta ice and bubble wrap like every ligament in my body. Yeah, I mean they're a crazy team, the 49ers. It's almost like they've won enough games where it's like they are likely to make playoffs in the NFC, but there's not like Chris McCaffrey's like the best player on this team, and then the drop off is massive. The drop off is massive for offense and defense.
You hear a crazy stat?
Yeah.
McCaffrey has 70 more receiving yards than he has rushing yards.
Oh, he's like that 2022 season where like he was offensive player of the year, maybe 2023 offensive
Mhm.
player of the year, all that shit. He has better stats than those. Like he's on pace for better stats than that already.
Yeah.
It's that 70 more yards receiving. Yeah, because he's the whole team.
On a third of the touches.
Oh my god. Um, I don't know what to do with this game. I really don't. I don't think the Giants.
ESPN also I'm just looking at the preview and they have 56% chance Giants. So the ESPN analytics and the Vegas line likes the Giants. Like they're not favorite, obviously, but
I think like going to the East Coast doesn't help. Playing at 1 o'clock on the East Coast doesn't help,
yeah, I guess.
and playing at MetLife doesn't help. So tricky game. If I were to clearly we didn't have this in our wise picks, but if I were to bet this,
Giants lost the Saints
yeah, I know,
by
I know.
12.
I was gonna say, I think if you're betting this game, you just bet the Niners. Just hope and pray that the Giants don't pull
I don't
something out
know.
of their ass.
This feels like a game that I would have picked, and I'm kind of surprised that I didn't. I think did I swear off the Giants? Did that happen?
I don't think
Who did
so.
the Jets.
The
Swear off the
Jets.
Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird line.
All right. Well, luckily we didn't pick it. My
Mhm.
suggestion would be Niners. Just go with
Yeah,
what has been working. Is what would be my
yeah.
guess. Speaking of which, Chargers Titans. What the hell? What did we talk about here? Chargers should. I mean, whoop the shit out of them. I mean, I don't think there's
I mean,
like.
they're kind of a mess too. I guess they're
Oh,
still
if
5-3, but
anyone's gonna
it feels
lose
like
to the Titans again, it's gonna be the Chargers, right? Like this is a classic Chargers loss. What are they? Are they 13
I
and a
mean,
half?
this is the same team who lost to the 16 Browns.
Yes. Yes. Let me see the line. So it's only 9.5.
It's 9. Yeah.
See, if the
It's in
Chargers were a
Tennessee.
respectable team, this would be 13. I might.
I mean, they
I
just
kind of.
smoked the
I like the
Vikings.
Titans. I kind of like the Titans.
You like the Titans?
They have. They
How many
have.
times have you said I like the Titans and
Oh,
we've
I
never
know.
picked them?
Oh
You
yeah.
just
Oh
throw it out there.
yeah. I just throw it out there.
They
But
always get
they have
smoked.
half their defense sitting because they're going to get traded. They have Calvin Ridley out, and they have no hope on the offense. The Chargers lose this game 100 times out of 100. Like this is a classic Chargers loss. This is if I know anything about the NFL is that they're blowing this
Yeah.
game somehow. They are blowing this game somehow. And every Chargers fan's gonna be like, how does this happen? Like we started out so strong. We had a couple good wins back to back. Then we just got boat raced by the Colts and lost to the goddamn Titans. Like this is a classic Chargers loss. Um, I would if like
That's fair.
gun to my head, I'm picking the Chargers, and
Yeah.
but I just love the narrative that this is the Chargers loss, and they become the
If they
second
just are
team to
who they
lose.
are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because this is a classic NFL. We were talking about earlier with the script, it's like you got to throw off somebody, and it seems like the Chargers are
Yeah.
always the one that get thrown off.
Yeah. Yeah, they do just do whatever they want with the Chargers.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah, you guys want to go to LA? No, not really. Okay, we're going.
Going there anyways.
Yeah, that was the owner, but yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah, I like that. I like Tennessee at plus 400.
just sprinkle it. Just sprinkle it. It's
Yeah,
not it's not worth, 5 units or whatever. It's worth worth a unit or two. See what you got. Um all right. I think that's all I need to talk about. The Titans have like 100 people out on the defense because they're all going to get traded, and there's no reason why they should win this game besides that they're facing the
yep.
LA Chargers. Lions Vikings. I'm kind of in a similar spot. Besides, I'm in a similar spot, only it's not the Chargers. I just think the Lions are going to whoop their ass. I mean, the
Yeah, I
Lions are
kind
at
of think
home.
this line is low.
What is the line? 7.5?
9.5.
9.5 again? Yeah, I think they win by 2 touchdowns.
Who's playing quarterback? Is it JJ?
Does it matter?
I'm just curious.
No, I don't know.
Wentz is done. Like,
Yeah,
Kevin
Wentz is
O'Connell
done.
tried to kill Carson Wentz, and I guess the authorities finally stepped in and send him to the
That is
hospital.
wild. He's been injured for like 3 weeks.
When you compare like the list of injuries he has versus JJ's like sprained ankle,
Yep.
it's pretty wild.
I love this headline. Vikings are on the verge of making the wrong kind of history.
Ooh.
I know,
Okay,
isn't
it
that a
is JJ
teaser?
McCarthy. And his return to Michigan.
We got to see something from this kid. And it's going to be sad because we're not going to see it against the Lions.
Not the spot to bring him back.
No. So,
Coming off a bye too.
also,
Ugh.
JJ McCarthy, just throw it 20 times to Justin Jefferson. I don't think it's that difficult. Like Joe Flacco does it with with Jamar Chase. Just give him 16
Had a
targets.
bad year.
JJ or
Really
Justin
frustrating.
Jefferson?
Jefferson. Well, JJ, yeah, but Jefferson.
Yeah, because Justin Jefferson has like 67 targets on the season. No wonder he's doing bad. Like I think Jamar Chase. I mean, I don't think. Part of my take since Joe Flacco's been in there, Jamar Chase has had 67 targets. It's been like 4 weeks. Yeah, 6-7, 6-7. Um, so having Justin Jefferson needs to be like he needs to be treated like one of those wide receivers, um, and because he is one of those wide receivers. So stop trying to run the ball with Aaron Jones. Stop trying to run
Addison
like
gets a lot of looks too. Wentz loved Addison.
yeah, Addison's good too. I mean, I wouldn't mind like just I don't know find a way to give them
They shouldn't be as
space.
bad as they are.
No, they shouldn't, especially with a defense that I like.
Yeah, I think they're kind of falling apart though. They were bad against the Eagles, awful against Chargers.
So we both like Lions.
I think so.
I think so too. All right, we
Maybe a
talked about those
spanking.
3 games. Bengals, Bears. Bears. Like like I don't know if they have anything to prove, but like prove something. I don't know. There's some sort of gimmick in this game where they need to look good. Like this is a bad team, the Bengals. This is a bad team. They just lost to the Jets. Like
Yes, the Bengals are bad.
like you just lost to Tyler Huntley. Like you should have some fire under you if you're the Bears. Give me something here. Give me something, Bears. Give me something to hold my hat on.
The bounce back spot.
Show me what you got. Show me what you're made out of. Is this a real team or is this something we can throw away? Like I need to know what to do with the Bears with the rest of the season. So I wouldn't honestly I wouldn't touch
Caleb
this
Williams
game.
and Ben Johnson, are they winners?
Yeah. Yeah. You winners or
Can they fake
losers?
adversity?
Are you a pisser or a crier? That's what I need to know at the end of this week.
Well, we know Caleb's a crier.
Yeah, that is true. It's true. They yeah, it's what's the line here? I should have this up on my all right, minus 3.5 for the Bears.
3.5.
They should win this. They should cover that line. They should cover that line. But I wouldn't put
Theoretically, they
money on it.
should.
Yeah, I wouldn't put money on it.
There's something about Flacco.
Something about that Flacco. Something about that Joe Flacco. Yeah, I don't know if there's too much analysis on this one either. It's like Bengals just gave up 39 points to the Jets. They did score 38 points. So I guess the Bears defense has to show up a little bit, but the offense also has to keep up and score. There's a lot of Bears injuries, which I don't like. DeAndre Swift is officially out. Seems like half their wide receivers are out too.
Betting on the Bears to win a shootout doesn't feel good.
No. No.
Like if this game does get into the high 20s or 30s, I think I'm taking Cincy.
This game gives me the ick. There's an ick all
The
around.
Bears.
Yeah, I think the Bears. Maybe it's just the Bears, but like, yeah, and like I wouldn't want to bet. Like even though they lost the Jets. Like I wouldn't want to bet against Flacco.
No, I wouldn't either.
All right, I'm moving on. A team that I kind of like the big point spread away. Carolina Panthers minus 13.5.
It's packed.
Like at the Packers. I just don't. I don't. Packers are on fraud watch. I know they beat the Steelers.
What?
Yeah, yeah. I know Parsons is getting up there. Maybe if they cover this, then I'm gonna be like, all right, they're ready to rock and roll. But there's part of me that's like, I don't know, Panthers could keep this within 8. It's within 7.
I can see that. It's a big line and they're frisky. And we've seen Green Bay kind of frolic around with these teams before too. So.
Mm-hmm. What are you looking at?
I'm just making sure to snitch your computers out yet.
Oh, fair enough.
Children.
They're coming. We're almost done. We got a couple games left. Yeah, the Packers offense, I mean, like they can move the ball. I love Romeo Doubs. I mean, the wide receivers are good. They're all set. They're all number 2 wide receivers, and Jordan Love really can huck the ball. I mean, he went 20 completions in a row on Sunday Night Football. Their run game wasn't even that good on Sunday Night Football, and they were using 2 guys because Jacobs was beat up. I don't know. We have I guess prove that you're a contender here for the Packers. But there's some about that Carolina Panthers too. They're kind of like the Titans for me. It's some about them. I mean, they're what, 500? They're 4 and
Way
4.
better than the Titans. Yeah.
Yo, yeah, they're way better than Titans. Yeah, they're
You
4
throw
and
away
4. Throw away the what? Sorry.
the Andy Dalton game.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet if you ask the Panthers fan to be 4 and 4, I mean, they take that 100 times out of 100.
Oh yeah.
So it's yeah, I don't know. I think they're gonna be able to run on them if they keep on using Rico Dowdle. I think they're gonna be able to run on them. They'll probably lose by 7 would be my guess. So I like them to cover, but
Yeah.
I didn't like them enough to take him as a wise pick. So that's got to mean something. That was the first thing I saw was that line. I was like, kind of like that 13.5 or 13. I don't know if it's a half or not. Moving on. Congratulations to the New Orleans Saints. You've lost fan. I'm out of here. I'm done. Puts.
The Rattler.
Rattler. Yeah, you bench Rattler, you lose fans. I don't want to see.
I think they were all wanted Chuck.
What's the point? Shuck, Schmuck. Who cares who's quarterback out there? They're on like almost a Browns run of quarterbacks since Drew Brees is retired. Like this is getting ridiculous. And part of me, I almost wanted to tweet this, but I don't want it just in paper, so I'm gonna say it on the podcast. Is part of me, honestly, maybe Derek Carr wasn't that ass. Maybe he was just on the Raiders and the Saints. Because both those teams, organizationally, have been a dumpster fire for years. And like, the Saints still shouldn't have given him $100 million, but maybe if he was on the Vikings or like with a Shanahan, like maybe I think he was pretty good. I don't care who I will say the Rams don't blow out anybody. So it is going to be, I guess they blew out the Jaguars, but it will be an interesting game because that's 14.5, right?
Yep.
So I don't know. It's 14 right now. I would go. I
feel like on principle, I don't take games that big.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't like it either way. But also on principle, I'm not betting with the Saints.
Yes, agree.
All right. We've talked about all those games. Last up, Cardinals Cowboys. It's funny.
Points.
Yes. At both teams. Bam Knight. I really want to start Bam Knight. I mean, they just everyone runs all over the Cowboys. This is funny. It's the only game of the year I would want Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray has like never lost at AMT Stadium, whatever it is, AT&T.
Or AT&T.
Yeah. So this is the only game I want Kyler Murray, and they have Jacoby Brissett.
He's not playing?
No.
There's a chance he played.
No, I think it's Jacoby.
I believe you.
And another star coming for Jacoby Brissett. He's getting first-team snaps, remains limited. So he's getting first-team snaps today. Everyone believes it's going to be Jacoby. Gotcha. I still wouldn't trust the Cowboys. Right?
After last week, I think they're one of those back and forth teams
Hmm.
I can see him winning this game by touchdown.
Speaking of, I was just thinking about recapping our wise picks right at the end. Speaking of touchdowns, do we want to grab 2 touchdown scorers right now? Just off the
I guess we
dome.
should. Phone is almost gonna die.
Oh, okay.
Let's
All right.
go. How about CeeDee Lamb
Okay. Speaking of
in that game?
speaking of the Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb. I'm gonna
And I'll
go.
go. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna go with Kyron Williams versus Saints.
Okay. Give me Zach Charbonnet.
Oh yeah,
It's
I was thinking
Commanders.
I was thinking that too. And then I'm going to go with. I mean, shouldn't we go with Jonathan Taylor? I feel like he's been going
I guess so.
3 every week. I feel like that's pretty good. Let me see. Let me see what we got here for that. Um, man, he's minus 245. Jonathan Taylor. I said Kyron Williams, right?
Yep. Charbonnet and
Charbonnet and
CeeDee
CeeDee
Lamb.
Lamb. We're getting to the we're getting to the point where it's not gonna be crazy lines anymore because we have 2 players that are heavily favored to score. All right, plus 800. Our lowest one yet. We gotta hit 1 this year.
Still more or less likely than the Titans
Yeah, yeah.
beating the Chargers.
All right, we have. Do we want to? Did you have anything? I kind of cut you off because I just thought about the touchdowns. Do we have anything else about this
Yep.
Cowboys game? No,
No, I think Dallas wins.
I think so too.
So,
But I like the points. I like the over.
yep, I
Let's
do too.
go recap of the wise picks real quick for the week. I have Broncos -2 versus the inept Houston offense. I have my Patriots -5.5 versus the Falcons. A little nervous for this one, but they've been doing me good. And then we had a surprise wise bowl. I'm taking the Colts versus Steelers.
I'm taking the Steelers +3 against the Colts. I'm taking the Raiders at home +3 against the Jags. And then I'm taking the Chiefs to go to Buffalo, come away with a win at -1.5.
All right. Best case scenario 4-4-0 and a push. 2 pushes. So that would be awesome. But we want winners no matter what. And the touchdown parlay: Jonathan Taylor, Kyron Williams, Zach Charbonnet, CeeDee Lamb, plus 800, our lowest odds yet. We got to hit 1. Feels like this has to be the week.
Yep.
Anything else before we go?
Good here.
All right. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see everyone next week. Happy Halloween.